You can tell I'm not capping. I am top 100. Really, I'm top 50 player in the world right now on online head-to-head. So I just want y'all to know that. Enjoy the video. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to get into is my favorite coach adjustments, and then my packages and matching formations. So coach adjustments, let's go. If I'm running a man, I will go by speed or by overall, depending on the team I have. But these always will stay the same: conservative, aggressive, conservative, conservative. And then flats, if I'm not running match, would be 520. I'll get into when I want to run those compared to when I want to run match later. But they're usually 520. And then if they're usually a run-based team, I have to have it close and tight. Close and pinch, my bad, close and pinch. And then if they're like in these weird empty quads, like one of these formations right here, where they got like 4 corners, I like to run strong. I'll show you what that does here in a second. So see how my safeties are now rotated over towards that side, so I have more people on that side so they can't get any quick game off in the bunch quads. And then matching formations would be like, if he's going empty, I like to run dime because that gets more corners on the field and less linebackers, which is more speed, because they will have more speed. If they like to run like spread or tight or any of these plays with one tight end or whatever, you can see this before the play. I like to run nickel. And then if they like to go 2 tight end personnel, I don't know if they have it. Yeah, like 2 tight end personnel, I'll go with a 3-4. Or that's the same thing with 2 running back personnel, which I don't know if they have that. They do. Yeah, if they go here, I like to go 3-4. And then, yeah, I'll get into the rest of the video, but that's how I match up formations and coach adjustments. All right, so the first formation we're going to talk on how to defend is the 5 out. So 5 out, I like to go dime, by speed, and then usually I'll go dime rush, and I'll put a safety right here, whoever my fastest safety is that's not actually playing safety. I'll go cover 2 man. I like to press, play underneath since I have the 2 eye safeties. And then you want to press R1 and route commit inside, because I will show you, even if we do outside routes, like this little zig right here from R1 that I'm going to put him on, he doesn't really get that open. Anyways, like that pick, even though I route committed inside, so there's really no point on route committing outside if you can still clamp up. So press and play underneath so you get the better pressing animations. And I usually like to use it as safety because this little stack kind of scares me a little bit. Press, play underneath. And then I usually like to do a little stunt, which is left D-pad, R1. And my favorite 2 stunts is Texas 4-man or El Paso 4-man. I went over that in a short. So I'm going to rock Texas. And sometimes you have to do it twice. And then you pass commit since you know they're in 5 out. If they run, that's okay. With their quarterback, that's fine with me. And then you kind of just want to watch over here, and everything really is boxed for the most part. Now let's get to some in-game clips.
They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Back to pass, it's Simpson. And they'll make the stop, and we are headed down.
It's just a random clip of man-to-man versus a 2x2 look, not just 5 out. So yeah, run it anytime that you think works.
Fires to the wideout. Intercepted. Not a lot on the return, but they can.
This is me editing. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot to say this does work against normal trips and bunch formations too, not just trips tight end. This is still my go-to. And I like to play a 5-20 against trips all the time because trips match. I just don't think it's very good unless it's just a generic trips with 1 wide receiver and the tight end's not attached. But trips tight end, I do not want to run palms, match coverage. So I'll just run palms base and then out of the nickel. And then I'll usually slant my defensive line or shift my defensive line like that so they can't get the inside zone because that's what 90% of people will run. And you either use this little guy right here and watch the tight end running back, because one of them usually go on a flat, one of them will usually go on the corner. Or you can use Bowden or your middle linebacker, this little like through rec, and take away the drag route. So let's see what they run. So a corner, and then that little halfback's open, but I mean it's not that open, and that's 3 yards. We'll win with that. I'm a bend don't break type of defense, so as long as I'm not giving up the big play, I really don't care.
This drive will open from the 15. Wants to throw. It's Nussmeier. Bringing the heat. Blasted as he let
on where this guy is, because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Looking to throw at Simmons. Going for it all. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an... They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Fires to the middle. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Looking for more room. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for threw them out already.
How loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
You want to talk about shaking down thunder from the sky? That's what they're doing here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Sayin. Here's a heat. Offense in a bunch formation. Looking to throw, it's Aller. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick.
All right, a little segment on how to stop goal line. I do have a reel if you want a little bit more in depth, but I like to go with the 5-3, pinch my D line, press in, and bring my linebacker right here. You don't even have to run commit, and you're just gonna fill in that gap, and he's never gonna get it. I promise. People try it all the time. I got clips too, coming right after this. Short yardage, 4th down situations, I will always shell. You see the shell, I always shell 0. And say, depending on what formations he's in, I usually run the mid blitz just to put pressure on their guy. And not a lot of people know how to block the mid blitz very well. If you do not know how to block the mid blitz very well, I do have a short on that on my page, or I'll shell 0 and run this Tampa 2. But you still want to sell it, and then you could stem this little guy up by pressing triangle 2 times, square L1, and you can move this corner depending on what you want to do. But see how my guy's deep, so I'll move this dude a little bit deeper. But if it's a short yardage situation, most people will throw it short, and then they'll think the blitz is coming, so they'll end up blocking the running back and panic a little bit and try to throw a little slant route real fast, but it's all bagged up. Or I'll actually do the blitz against something short, and I'll pass commit and always route commit inside if you're playing man-to-man, just like so. And then easy pressure if you just bring down your safety. All you got to do is watch your running back.
Couldn't hang on. Instead, it'll be 4th down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
And it's just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll run it on 1st and goal. And the defense doesn't let him get loose, and that's going to wrap things up here in the half. Back to throw, it's Nussmeier. The pass falls in.
I've got to have a little bit better rhythm. You know these windows are going to be small over the middle of the field, and that's why you try to put some extra mustard on it, but I think that time that's what forced the incomplete.
Under fire. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of forward. They'll go for it on 4th down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look at.
All right, so if they're in any 2x2 formation, spread, whatever not, I'll always run match against 2x2. And then I usually like to run cover 4, or I'll run a cover 3 with a blitz. So like one of my favorite blitzes is overload 3 seam. I just press right on the D-pad and show blitz with my linebackers. Using this little 3 rec right here in the match coverage will take care of everything else. Or you can use this guy right here, burn him. But then you got the tight end or the running back on this side. So let's see what happens. Just got that, and the blitz will get through pretty fast. Once again, literally right on the D-pad, show blitz. And this time I'll use this guy and watch the middle. He hikes the ball. Watch the middle, and the blitz just comes through because, I mean, they're not even blocking 6 people, and I'm blitzing 5, but no, I'm blitzing 5 people, but the blitz gets through for whatever reason because we're overloading this left side. So one more time. You just want to watch the middle. Boom, the blitz gets through. Once again, that is in nickel load right here. Overload 3 seam.
Gets it out quickly.
You see it more and more. Smaller wide receivers. I don't care about their size anymore. I put them in the slot. I let them get a good matchup. They're so quick, people can't get their hands on them. They make plays, and I feed them the football. These are guys that have a lot of catches throughout a season.
Got to give the defense a lot of.
I appreciate y'all watching. Remember, the most important thing on defense is to always mix it up. Never let them know what's coming. If you're getting beat in the flats, go cover 2. If you're getting beat deep, go cover 4. And I hope y'all enjoy and win some games today. Good luck.